Greetings, my name is Darvin Ravichandran. Welcome to our problem-based exercise for human-computer interactions. I am the group leader for my group, and my group mates consist of Isac, Russell, Paulbert, Ugahnesh A, Moorthy. We have been tasked to build a questionnaire for a website. Now, the website that we have chosen is Lazada. What is Lazada? Lazada is a group that is leading the e-commerce market and is one of the largest e-commerce in Southeast Asia. In this questionnaire, we'll be questioning our respondents with 5 different types of questions. The first is general, the next is multi-choice, open-ended, ranked, and finally scalar. So let's have a look. The first section is section A, general. In this section, our team are asking the respondents some basic general questions. For example, name, age, gender, which is a multiple choice question, so they can choose whether they are male or female, email, and lastly, mobile number. The purpose of general questions like this is to further understand our target demography. Now let us have a look at our few responses. So, example here, we have one response from a user. Their name is Vinod Raj and they are 19 years old. So we can tell that they are in their teenage years and we can further understand what this group of people will intend to buy from Lazada website, as well as their gender, email address, and mobile numbers.
A very good day. My name is Isaac, and I'll be carrying on from Darvin to talk about the multiple choice questions of our Lazada questionnaire. So, firstly, what are multiple choice questions? Multiple choice questions are types of questions that are asked from the developer or the company to ask a specific question to the user, where there'll be specific options as well for the user to choose. And there are two main types of multiple choice questions. One being that the user only has to pick one option, and another type of multiple choice being where the user has to choose multiple options. So now that we are over with that, let's get started into looking at our questions. So the first question that we have done for multiple choice is, how frequently do you shop and purchase items on Lazada? So there are 3 options that the user can enter here, which are very frequently, seldom, or not frequently. For the sake of answering this, let's say very frequently. Moving on from that, choose any 3 categories that you frequently purchase in Lazada. So this is an option of where the user can enter more than one. In this case, 3 categories are needed, so the user can enter 3 times. So for the sake of answering this, let's say electronics and electronic accessories, men's clothing and accessories, and maybe fitness equipment. So these types of questions give the developer or the company an understanding of what products are more popular based on the demographic that they have gone with from the general questions earlier. So this is to help summarize what categories are popular for those demographics itself. And moving on from that, let's take a look at this. The next question, how do you normally pay for your online shopping items in Lazada? So for this case, there's 4 options and you only have to choose one. So let's say we go with credit or debit card, since that's the option that I usually use. And this is also to figure out their demography of their users, to figure out what their users normally pay with. So in this case, cash and cash on delivery, credit/debit card, Lazada wallet, or bank transfer. I'm going to say credit/debit card. And the final question for the multiple choice question section is, how did you find out about Lazada? So this is another type of question where the user has to enter more than one option. So in this case, 3 options as well. So this is also a form of a question where the company or developer is available to figure out which is the most effective form of advertising to their users and to the general population. And from this, they are able to generate a larger budget towards those methods that work. So for this case, let's say online advertisements from friends and family and from YouTube videos, because this is how I found out about Lazada. That's all for multiple choice questions. Thank you.
The next section is section C, open-ended questions. Examples are, why do you choose Lazada as your preferred e-commerce site? Describe an example of a positive experience you have had while shopping with Lazada. Now, these types of questions are known as open-ended questions. What are open-ended questions, you may be wondering? Well, open-ended questions are questions that cannot be answered with a simple yes or no answer. Well, these questions are intended to receive a more elaborate and more detailed answer from our respondents so that we can further understand their needs. Let us look at the open-ended question response. Now, this user have mentioned for the first question, why do you choose Lazada as your preferred e-commerce site? They have mentioned that I am more familiar with the layout and design of Lazada's website. In a simple yes or no questions like, do you like Lazada website? The user will simply ask yes. But with these open-ended questions, we can see that the user prefers to use Lazada because they are more familiar with the layout of the website. So these kinds of questions are perfect to really understand in detail the user's feedback. Moving on, in the second question, our respondent has answered Lazada offers parcel tracking, which is very easy to navigate and find out how soon will I receive my parcel. So in this question, we can see that the user likes to use the tracking feature that is in Lazada. So these kinds of open-ended questions helps Lazada to further improve their features and their websites. And the third question, what challenges have you faced through using Lazada? We can see that the respondent has answered, I sometimes find it difficult to come across trustworthy sellers, but recently Lazada has added Lazmall and it verifies sellers' authenticity. So we can see that through these open-ended questions, the user has given their feedback and Lazada can use this feedback to further improve their websites. And the fourth question's on, what do you think of the products listed in Lazada? The user has responded, I think that the products are offered. I think that the products that are offered covers a variety of range for all kinds of shoppers. So again, this extensive feedback from the users can further help Lazada to keep improving their websites and keep adding new products designed and tailored to this demography of users. And the last questions for open-ended is, how was your feeling when you initially used Lazada? This is a very important question for in the open-ended section because we can see how easy it is for users to use a specific website. So in this case, in the beginning, it was a little tricky to navigate the website, but the more I use their website, the more comfortable I am. So this user expresses how in the beginning it is a little tricky for them to use their websites, but sooner or later they start to further get more comfortable with the websites. So Lazada can use this information to make their websites more user-friendly, especially in the beginning stages, and they can add tutorials or pop-ups that can help users to find what they are looking for. So that is all from the open-ended questions. The next section, Isaac will continue.
Moving on, I'll be talking about ranked questions as well, which is section D. So what are ranked questions? Ranked questions are questions where the user has to rank the options in order of importance. So let's say 1 is the most important to the user and 4 being the least important option for the user. This is very useful in figuring out services or potential features within the website itself for the developer or the company. So let's take a look. So firstly, please rank which is most important to you in terms of speed of delivery, friendliness of customer service, customer care, quality of products, and pricing of products. So for Lazada, which would be the most important for the user? This is to help the company figure out. So in my case, I focus more on the quality of products. And then moving on to the second most important for me would be the pricing of products. Third would be the customer care, and fourth would be the speed of delivery, as because if the quality is good, I wouldn't mind waiting for it. So this is how I would rank for this specific question. Moving on from that, These are some of the features of Lazada that we'll be ranking next. So they are delivery tracking, the ability to track your package, Lazada wallet, Lazada's own method of paying for their products within their site itself, a live seller chat, the option to chat with the seller and ask them questions regarding the product, as well as flexible payment methods, which was discussed back in multiple choice questions, which they have multiple paying methods such as cash on delivery, credit/debit card, or online banking, or Lazada wallet itself. So for me to rank these features from my perspective, I would say the most important would be the flexible paying methods, next being the delivery tracking, third I would say the live seller, and fourth, personally for me, I'll go with Lazada wallet as being the least important, and the most important for me being the flexible payment methods, as that's very useful for multiple situations. Next, moving on from that, we're going to rank for the user what is most important when comparing the same products from different sellers or from different brands. So we'll have product info, product price, product reviews, as well as friendliness of the seller selling the product. So personally for me, I view that the product info is one of the most important, followed by the product reviews, then the price, and then the friendliness of the seller. This is my personal opinion on the matter when comparing products, the same products between two different sellers or two different brands. So moving on to the final ranked question is, please rank what sellers within Lazada do you usually purchase from. So Lazada has four main types of sellers, which are last mile sellers, last global sellers. These two sellers are verified by Lazada itself, so they are verified customer dealers, as well as they sell products that are verified by Lazada, as well as local sellers and overseas sellers. These two sellers are, well, not verified from Lazada, but that doesn't mean that they are not trusted. So you'd have to focus more onto the reviews to figure out which are more trustworthy. So local, of course, is from Malaysia, and overseas being from other countries, mainly China, Philippines, Thailand, and so on. So from me personally, if I was a user, I would choose the options of last mall seller as number 1 and last global seller as number 2 in the most important ranking, and number 3 by local seller, and number 4 by overseas seller. This is what I would rank. So this is how ranked questions work, and these are useful in figuring out what the user feels is most important in the website itself. So that is all from me. Thank you.
Hello everyone, I'm Ugahnesh Moorthy and my matrix number is 01DDT20F1054. I'm here today with you guys to present about section E, where we use Scalar Technique in our questionnaire. Now, what is Scalar Technique? Scalar is a technique where we ask the user to judge a specific statement on a numeric scale, usually corresponding to a measure of agreement or disagreement with the statement. At here, the first 5 questions in this section is about an interface or appearances. Now let's see the statement number 1. The statement is the interface of Lazada is pleasant. In the answer section, there's a scale of number which indicates the user responses about Lazada. The number 1 indicates that the user totally disagree with the statement. The number 2 is they somehow disagree. The number 3 indicates a neutral answer. The number 4 is somehow they agree, and number 5 tell us that they strongly agree with the statement. Next, I'll demonstrate my answers with the statement. The next statement is the Lazada app is easy to navigate, which I somehow agree. The following statement is it is easy to find the product I needed on Lazada, which I'll go with strongly agree, which is number 5. This applies to the other questions in the questionnaire. As you can see here, responses from the users about interface or appearances of the website can be used to analyze and interpret by the researchers to come up with a solution or a conclusion to the problems they found in the website or app. So From the user response in the first statement, analysts can collect data about the user interface design of Lazada website. So, they can evaluate the user response on the website's user interface design to make further enhancement on the UI of the website. For an example, developers can change the website's design with more familiar design that big companies uses, such as Amazon, Alibaba and eBay. Following that, from the next statement, analysts can get infos about their website navigation on how the user uses their website easily and how easy is the interfaces and the navigations which help user to navigate in the website. Following that, the next 5 statements is based on Lazada functionality. The same scalar technique is applied on these questions too. So I'll demonstrate straight away. The first statement is the Lazada app gives error messages that clearly tells me how to fix my problems. So I'll go with number 4, which I somehow agree. Next statement is the information provided by the Lazada app is clear and easy to understand, which I'll go with number 2, where I somehow disagree because I had some difficulties in understanding the Lazada interface. The next question is the Lazada website has functions and capabilities I expect it to have, which I'll rate it number 5, which I totally agree. So from this statement, analysts can get to know about their website's function and its ability to do something that a user wanted to do. Next statement is Lazada website contains various functions that are well integrated, which I'll give a number 5, which I strongly agree. So user responses on this statement will help the analyst to get to know about how well they developed the website, and through this questionnaire they also able to know about the user's perspective on the website functionality. So this applies to other questions as well regarding functionality of the website. So based on the user responses, analysts and researchers are able to detect problems and defects in the website they developed. In a nutshell, from the statement above, we can see that user review is so important to find problems and bugs in our system or a website that we develop. So that's all from our group. Thank you for watching.